Alright, so good morning everybody.
Good morning.
So yes, I'll be going over referrals today. So this is one of the most important skill sets that you will learn in this business and just in business in general, right? So, this is the best way to get clients, right? Like Samir said, if you're a professional, this is where most of your business is coming from. We know that this is how Sheila gets most of her business, right? So, and what is better than getting an introduction from someone who's credible and really great, vouching for you and recommending you to their friends and family, right? People that they know and trust and love. So, this is a quote from Mark Zuckerberg, right? So he said, "Nothing influences people more than a recommendation from a trusted friend." So you have the upside if you are able to do this. So some mentality, right? So number one, unlimited places to go. If you can get really good at this skill set, you'll never have to worry about not having places and people to go see, right? And which means that you can keep making money and eventually get rid of your job, right? Your job. And so another thing is that this is part of our compensation from our clients, guys, right? Expect it. They would be getting charged hundreds of dollars, if not over $1,000 by a financial advisor, right? That more than likely they're probably not even going to get access to because they don't have enough money to invest, right? $250,000 or whatnot. So, we always say we never charge for our time, but in lieu of the fee, we just ask that our clients can introduce us to more people so that we can continue to do business, right? So this is literally part of your compensation. And the really awesome, so we deserve it, right? The referral, so that's why you also want to do a good job for your clients, right? If your clients call you, it's 911, you pick up right away, whatever they're asking you to do, you do it for them right away. And you want to learn some people skills, right? Connect with the person, because if they like you, they're more likely to give you more referrals. And if you have a relationship with them, they'll give you more referrals. Okay? And you will get the referrals, especially if they like and trust you, like I mentioned. So this is why if you are new, it's really important for you to go see the people who you're the closest to first, right? Because this is where you're going to get the most referrals. And actually the one that I just closed this week with Esther, who's in class right now, but it was a referral from her aunt and uncle, her favorite aunt and uncle actually. And on that appointment, she was able to get, I believe it was 17 referrals. Yeah, we haven't seen that in a while, so that was like amazing. She just like kept going like while I was doing the presentation, and we were breaking down like a whole life policy, and she just kept going. So it was awesome. But another thing is if they learn something new from you, right? Can we all agree that most of the things that we talk about in the presentation, most people do not know about this, right? Like what Peter and Tia just went over, how cash value works, right? But also compound interest, right? Most of the time, our clients are like, oh, whoa, right? I didn't know that, or whatever notice that they make, right? When they're surprised. And they agree that everyone needs our help, right? So during our presentation, we are also putting in seeds, right? Referral seeds, where we're asking people things like, do you feel like other people should know about this, right? How many people do you know should, hear this information or need this help, right? Need our help. And especially, oh my goodness, if they are doing business with you, if you are closing that person, you better be getting referrals, right? Because obviously that means that they found a lot of value and they believe what you do, right? So let's go into some of the scripts here. So preparing the client, I don't know if it's too small. Did you turn it wide? Because it was supposed to be wide. Dang, I didn't know I didn't have control over my own presentation. Okay, as like I said, when you're closing, right, and you're doing business with a client, you start crunching up numbers to quote them. So at this point, if you're training somebody, I'm going to have the recruit get the numbers. But before I have them get the numbers, this is what I'm going to say, right? So while I take a few minutes to crunch up some numbers for you, I want trainee to do a quick exercise with you. Right, so I do want to ask, did you feel comfortable with the way that we presented ourselves today? Don't say yes, right? Yeah. 2, did we answer all of your questions regardless of whether or not you asked them? Right. Yes, so did we also provide value to you that you feel other people should know about as well? So usually well, actually 100% of the time they say yes to this. I don't think I remember anyone saying no. Then they say yes, so awesome. The biggest compliment to me and my most important responsibility is to help trainee have more places to go. So I normally ask for 5 to 10 introductions to other people like yourself who you feel are generally responsible, family-oriented, and deserve to hear the same information. And regardless if they want to hear the information or not, it is not the question. But I ask for 5 to 10 because nod your head, right? In this area, half of those people will actually want to meet. And we definitely want you to tell them about us first, something along the lines of, hey, I met with a financial coach that shared some really great information. As a favor to me, please take a phone call from Val or trainee. I can also send you a text template so that it makes it easier for you. Now, if they say no, I don't want to hear from some random Asian lady, right? I got this joke from Jen. So credit to Jen for actually creating this for us. I just made a little bit of adjustments, but right. But if you're not Asian, do something else, right? I will respect that and cross them off the list. I never want to embarrass you or hurt your credibility because if I did, would you really introduce me and trainee to other people? Say no, right? Exactly. So if they say yes, I'll just give them a quick 2-minute phone call to explain what we do, and if they're interested, we'll set up a time to meet. Sounds fair? Great. I'll go ahead and let trainee ask you, who do you know who deserves this education? Okay? So now, this is the trainee portion, or if you're by yourself, you can still do this as well. You just have to be a little bit better at multitasking while doing the quotes. But who do I want to use? Roslyn. Hi. Okay, so before the QA, if you're training somebody, I make sure that I go over this with them and role play with them first, because if you don't do that, they're going to say some really weird things during the presentation. Even if you train them, they say some weird things sometimes, right? But to minimize that, you want to practice with them first. So I'll send them this. Looks better on my thing, but okay. So it's not my presentation, you guys. So this top portion, these 6 first questions, this is what I text to them so that they have it ready on their phone. I tell them to have it in front of them when we're in the presentation. So Roslyn, I sent you these a couple of questions, so I want you to practice them with me, okay? So read them the exact same way as they're written. So, okay, go ahead. Let's role play together.
Sure. Am I asking you the question? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretend I'm the client. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Who do you know who deserves this education?
A lot of people in my family.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Sorry. What is their name?
David.
David. Okay. How do you know David?
That's my uncle.
Oh, your uncle. What's his phone number?
Blah, blah, blah.
Yay, please. Are they married or engaged?
Yeah, he's married.
Awesome. How many kids do they have?
He has 2.
2 kids.
Oh.
That's what
I missed one question.
Perfect.
Underneath that should say, who else would need this education? We'll fix the slide before we put it up. Sorry, guys. And then the last question would be, who else do you feel?
Who else do you feel needs this education?
My aunt Maria.
Great. Aunt Maria's next on the list.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Am I still going back over the questions? With Aunt Maria? Okay, Aunt Maria, who do you know who deserves this education? There's nothing else there. It looks weird.
So go back to the questions, repeat them again.
Oh, okay, he's messing with it. Okay, so.
Do you know who deserves this education?
Oh, that's your aunt, so that's how you know. Okay. What's Aunt Maria's number?
703.
Okay, great. Is Aunt Maria married or engaged?
Yeah, she's married.
Okay. How many kids does Aunt Maria have?
She has 3 kids.
3 kids. Okay, well, who else do you know that deserves this information?
Okay, perfect. So great job. So I go over with the recruit at least twice, right? Because as you guys can see, sometimes they get a little bit confused, right? And they're like, oh wait, where should I be going with this? So if you practice it, then they'll get it, right? So awesome job, Roslyn. So then I'll explain to them actually first. So one thing that I want you to notice is that these are open-ended questions, okay? These are not yes or no questions. If you're asking a yes or no question, you're giving them the option to tell you no, right? Do not give them the option to tell you no. Ask open-ended questions. Again, you deserve to get these referrals, so be assumptive that you're going to get them, right? And more than likely, they're going to give it to you. And so do not ask, do you know anyone? Can I get their number? These are yes or no questions. Stay away from them, okay? So, next slide, please. There are really only 2 objections that you're going to get, Roslyn. And number 1, oh, a lot of people understand this, okay. So if they might say, I don't know anyone, so cat, right? So for those of the people that don't understand what this is, the kids use this word to say, you is lying. So they're like, they know people, right? They're just too lazy to think about it, whatever, right? I have young people on my team, so I gotta be fresh and young, right? So do not give up, right? Just keep asking them more questions. Now I want you to write these questions down, Roslyn, right? These are some really good questions to ask. Just ask nicely. So, who do you know that just had a baby? Who do you know that just bought a house? Who in your family has children? Who do you talk to at work, or who do you know at work that has children, right? And make sure that the trainee writes these down because they'll need it. And it also helps for them to get more referrals as well, right? Even if the client just gives you 1 or 2, you can still ask these questions to continue to get more. And the second objection that you would get is, let me talk to them before I give you their phone number. So now, Roslyn, this is what I want you to write down. This is what you would say if they say that, okay? So, you know me, I won't call these people until you've talked to them first. I just need to have these numbers written down to show that I've completed my training, okay? So it's really, really, really important for you to get that phone number right away. And it's true, we're not gonna call those people until we've gotten permission, right? But if they don't give it to you, they're not gonna talk to them. They're gonna forget. People are busy, right? They're not every single day thinking about helping you getting referrals, right? But if they do give you those phone numbers, now in the back of their mind, or more in the front of their mind, they're gonna think, oh no, I gave Roslyn those phone numbers, I need to talk to those people, right? So really, really important. And I'll even have the training just to make sure that they've written it down, right? Roslyn, can you please repeat that back to me? So you don't have to do that, but thank you. You want to? Okay, so now a couple of more, more bonus tips, okay? So, story time. One time I was doing an appointment with Kiki, and it was over Zoom with a referral, and we got to the referral part, and the client was like, oh, I don't know anybody. So Kiki was like, no, you know people. Take out your phone and look through your contact list. And in my head, I was like, oh, that was kind of aggressive, but maybe she knows them, right? So after the training, I was like, Kiki, did you know those people? Like you meet them at church or something? And she's like, no, I never met them. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna start doing this, and it really works. So this can be a tip for trainees as well, or again, if you're on your own, just tell them to pull up their phone, look through their contacts, right? If you ask nicely, no one's gonna be offended by that. And plus, again, if this is a referral appointment, by the way, you guys, getting referrals should be like easy. When I'm alone on a referral appointment, I don't really even go over these things. I just tell the client, hey, while I'm doing the quotes for you, remember how I mentioned, I never charge for my time. But in lieu of the fee, I just ask you to introduce me to more people. So while I'm doing this, can you just type in the Zoom chat or write down some names and numbers that you feel would deserve to hear this education, right? So another tip, once they've given you, let's say 3, 4, 5, whatever, right, and they say, I don't have any more people, you can say, let's just think of one last person, right? Let's just think of one last person. Everyone can think of one last person, right? And then number 3, is you can also ask who do you know that's money motivated and keeping their options open for work. That way you can get extra referrals for recruits. Okay? So I think we're running out of time. So yeah, but that's the end anyways. Thank you guys.